As Oregonians, we seem to always be on the go. Our weekend adventures take us out four-wheeling the sand dunes at the coast, skiing in the mountains, or just discovering new hiking trails close to home. In training year 2023, that same balanced energy took our soldiers and airmen around the globe as we supported deployments, training exercises, and fulfillments in Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and even Australia. Whether it was supporting our NATO allies in the face of Russian aggression, training alongside multinational partners during Operation Spartan Shield, or continuing to engage with state partnerships in Bangladesh, Vietnam, and recently on a joint exercise with Thailand, our citizen soldiers and airmen brought their enthusiasm and unique skill sets to help secure peace and reassurance around the world. When not deploying outside or within the United States supporting federal missions, our ongoing missions at home kept us busy in the community. From aerospace control alert, counter-drug intervention, wildland firefighter training, search and rescue operations, innovative readiness training projects, and youth mentorship programs, the Oregon Military Department's civilian and uniformed staff brought a high level of dedication and professionalism to the fight every day. We will continue to meet our global, national, and state commitments while standing ready to pursue new challenges in the year ahead. Let's take a moment to look back at some of our accomplishments this past year while we build momentum heading into 2024. Thank you for being always ready and always there.
Training year 2023 began with two significant events with both Oregon state partners. The Oregon National Guard took part in the annual Disaster Response Exercise and Exchange, co-hosted by the U.S. Army Pacific Command and Bangladesh Armed Forces Division in Dhaka, Bangladesh, from October 30th to November 2nd, 2022. Over 350 participants from 124 organizations in 27 countries participated in this event. The 2022 exchange marked the 50th anniversary of bilateral relationship between Bangladesh and the United States. By mid-November, the Oregon National Guard celebrated the 10th anniversary of our state partnership with Vietnam. Delegation members took part in a formal ceremony at the Oregon Military Museum at Camp Whitcomb on November 15th. As these ceremonial events were taking place, more than 120 members of Charlie Company, 1st Squadron, 82nd Cavalry Regiment were nearing the end of their mobilization in Poland and would be welcomed home during a formal ceremony by Oregon's new governor, Tina Kotek, on February 4, 2023. The unit played a vital role while contributing support to U.S. NATO allied forces in Eastern Europe. A month later, 75 members assigned to Bravo Company, 3rd Battalion, 116th Cavalry Regiment returned from nearly a year-long deployment supporting overseas contingency operations as part of Operation Spartan Shield in the Middle East. They took part in the Eager Lion multinational exercise, which was conducted in Jordan and involved service members from Italy, Saudi Arabia, and United Kingdom, as well as the host nation. While many soldiers were returning home, Governor Kotek hosted a mobilization ceremony at the state capitol for 10 members of the Oregon National Guard's 641st Aviation Regiment on July 14, 2023. The unit will provide fixed-wing air capabilities in support of Combined Joint Task Force, Horn of Africa, and Africa from Djibouti and throughout the AFRICOM theater of operations. Traveling overseas and working with numerous countries played a big part in the entire training year. In July, Oregon's own 234th Army Band spent more than 2 weeks in Germany backfilling the United States Army Europe and Africa Band. This year also marked the 80th anniversary of St. Christopher's Chapel near Rockhampton, Australia, a site intimately connected with the storied history of Oregon's Army National Guard's 41st Division in the Pacific during World War II. Catherine Sleeger, Oregon's Military Museum creator and director, said,
"This visit marks a humbling opportunity to stand in the place where Oregonians, my home state, and other members of the 41st trained, preparing for their arduous and multi-year brutal campaign in the Pacific."
Airmen from Oregon's 142nd Wing and Washington's 141st Refueling Wing supported a 10-day exercise in mid-September. Together, both states participated in the first ever Enduring Partners engagement with the Royal Thai Air Force and Korat Royal Thai Air Base in Thailand. The Enduring Partners 2023 engagement was aimed at improving combat readiness and combined operations between participants while enhancing strong defense relations with the State Partnership Program between Washington and Oregon Air National Guard with Thailand. Closer to home, the Oregon Army National Guard's 41st Infantry Brigade Combat Team spent their annual training taking part in Exportable Combat Training Capability, or XCTC, which is a major comprehensive training exercise. The soldiers worked on fine-tuning their tactics, coordinating maneuver and fire support, optimizing intelligence and logistics, and enhancing their communication during the June training at Camp Roberts, California. The 102nd Oregon SURF-P completed and passed their first joint evaluation in mid-July at Camp Riley near Warrenton, Oregon. Oregon Army and Air National Guardsmen conducted a collective training exercise to train and prepare for this successful achievement. They proved they have the capability to identify, assess, advise, and assist during a CBRN and all-hazard incident. Also during the summer, the Oregon Army National Guard's 3rd Battalion 116th Cavalry Regiment sharpened their combat skills during a 2 weeks of training at Orchard Combat Training Center in Idaho. The battalion focused on qualifying tank and Bradley fighting vehicle crews through an intensive live-fire gunnery. Working in the community, the 1249 Engineer Battalion spent the last 2 weeks of May performing innovative readiness training, providing equipment and manpower for a new athletic field in Centennial High School in Gresham, Oregon. During the late summer months after Oregon Governor Tina Kotek's office declared a state of emergency on August 2nd due to imminent and ongoing threat of wildfires, the Oregon Army National Guard launched 2 CH-47 Chinook helicopters in support of the Thai Ridge Complex located 10 miles west of Sutherland in Douglas County, Oregon on August 30th, 2023. Earlier in the spring, nearly 200 Army and Air personnel conducted training and received their Incident Qualification Card, commonly known as a Red Card. After the training, the state had over 700 personnel qualified and ready to assist if called upon. National Guard soldiers and airmen working as a team can do far more than working alone. Team activities help improve individual performance, and throughout the year, Oregon Guardsmen took part in various competitions. The annual Best Warrior competition took place in March at Camp Riley. Events included a military board, LAM navigation, proficiency on various weapons, and much more during 3 days with limited sleep. Sergeant John Schoen won top honors in the NCO category, and Corporal Ashton Dilley won the Soldier category and went on to test their skills at the regional competition held at Fort Harrison in Helena, Montana in May. Also in May, the Oregon National Guard annual tag match was held at Camp Riley and brought together highly skilled competitors from various units. The event tested their marksmanship abilities and fostered camaraderie amongst the participants. This esprit de corps was also evident with Guardsmen challenging themselves in the Chief of the National Guard Bureau's Biathlon Nationals at Camp Ethan Allen Training Site in Jericho, Vermont in February. Oregon Army National Guard Captain Kyle Rowe was recognized for his overall top 15 finish in the men's division, making him a member of the 2023 All-Guard team, and Major Christy Harrison placed 3rd overall in the women's pursuit race. On May 7th, 4 Oregon Army National Guard runners were among 200 military competitors from all 54 states and U.S. territories, running in the National Guard's Marathon in Lincoln, Nebraska. Running her first marathon, Captain Amy Morales, a liaison officer with the 10th Homeland Response Force, finished the 26.2-mile course in 4 hours, 2 minutes, and 28 seconds, taking 20th place among the female Guard members and capturing a spot on the All-Guard Marathon team. When soldiers and airmen were pushing themselves physically in team competitions, one soldier took on the Guinness Book World Record for chest-to-ground burpees in a single hour on March 27 in Kaiser. Major Tommy Vu, physician assistant and member of the Medical Command, recorded 1,002 repetitions, beating the old record of 990. The record was certified on June 30th. Training year 2023 was also a time to celebrate accomplishments, innovations, and transitions. On May 25th, the United States Air Force announced the Oregon Air National Guard's 173rd Fighter Wing as a preferred location to host the service's next F-35A Lightning II training squadron. The F-35A is the Air Force's latest and most capable fifth-generation fighter. The 173rd Fighter Wing has been the premier F-15C Eagle training base for the United States Air Force since 1998, and they expect to see the new aircraft arrival in 2025. The Oregon National Guard and the U.S. Navy conducted a ribbon-cutting ceremony to officially open the Unmanned Aerial System Operating Facility, which is located in Boardsman, Oregon, on April 21st. Both the Navy and Oregon National Guard want to increase training at the range by supporting the use of multi-role combat aircraft that are slated by both wings in the future. A similar ceremony was held at the Raymond F. Reese Training Center on July 12, 2023, which highlighted the transfer of property from the former Umatilla Chemical Depot to the Columbia Development Authority. The redevelopment plans began over 30 years ago when the depot was first slated for closure in 1988 under the Base Realignment and Closure Act. Splitting the property 3 ways, the counties and ports plan to develop over 9,500 acres of industrial area. The tribes aim to restore wildlife habitat and preserve cultural and historic sites, and the National Guard will use a portion for training.
As I reflect on my time as your Adjutant General, I could not be more proud of what you have accomplished over the past 8 years. As citizen soldiers, airmen, and civilians, you represent the very best of the National Guard. The future of the Oregon National Guard has never looked brighter. Time and again, you have proven your ability to adapt and excel through every challenge placed before us. You have trained, deployed, and responded for disasters, overseas missions, the pandemic, and vital needs in our communities. Your hard work and perseverance have been the engine driving this organization forward. I know the Oregon National Guard will be in good hands under the leadership of Colonel Gronwald. While you lean into the future, it is critical that you pass on your lessons of experience to our new members who enter our ranks so that they too will carry forward the legacy of excellence that defines us. As citizen soldiers and airmen, you are a beacon of hope in an uncertain global environment. Continue to bring your energy, insights, creativity, and fortitude in service to our state and nation. Whether the mission is complex or routine, each civilian supporting and every service member who wears our nation's uniform is essential to our overall success. Thank you for all you do.